dudes, people. It is midnight right now. I watched Avatar today, okay? I watched the first movie again, and it was so good, and it was great. It was everything I wanted. I love Avatar so much. I know it by heart, okay? So imagine my surprise when I watched it on Disney Plus and they added a scene at the end to sequel bait for The Way of Water. I am furious about this. I am furious. I am furious. Okay? I'm so upset. Just like why did they do it? Why? Why? I don't get it. The original theatrical release ending of Avatar was perfect. The moment that I'm talking about is about 28 seconds of the movie. It's only 28 seconds, okay? The original ending of this movie cuts from Neytiri holding human Jake. They have this moment where they connect, okay? And it's great. It's wonderful. And they cut to the humans getting on a shuttle and going back to Earth, and all the Na'vi standing there with their guns and their arrows and their horses, and they're like making them march into the shuttle, okay? And there's this moment where Parker Selfridge, he's walking, he's got his mask on, he's got his hands in his pockets, he looks kind of sad, and he's upset. If you remember, in the movie, he didn't want to attack the natives. He didn't want to kill them. He just needed the unobtainium that was underneath their home because he needed to make money, because he runs a company, and that's it. He's a capitalist. He needs the money. That's it. He didn't want to kill people. Quaritch kind of forced his hand, and he had to make a sacrifice in order to get the money that he needs. Okay, so he made a mistake, and he felt bad about it. Like, you could see, like, he regretted the decision, but he did it anyway because he needed the money. And in the original theatrical cut of the movie, he's defeated, and he's upset. He looks at Jake, and it's kind of like the look means like, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. I was just trying to do what I had to do. And Jake kind of just goes, get out of here. And Parker just walks. He just walks onto the shuttle. He just doesn't do anything. He doesn't say anything. He has his hands in his pockets. He just walks, okay? The sequence is cut perfectly. There's no dialogue. It's quick. It's just a little moment where Parker realizes he did something wrong. Jake is just kind of like, get out of here, man. And Parker's like, okay, I was defeated. I'll leave. And it was perfect, okay? And then the movie continues, and then it ends, and it's great. So imagine my surprise when I watched the movie again for the first time in like several months. They take that little sequence I just mentioned, the little perfect thing, and they add like 5 shots, okay, that add nothing to the moment. It actually ruins the moment. It kind of is out of character for Parker to say anything. And the way that Jake talks is like, no, stop. There's no emotion at all in the scene. And Neytiri, who is the character who like actually interacts and moves in that scene, the way she moves is like that of a stock character. Like, the animators looked up, person brandishes a knife, and then they picked the first thing, and that's what Neytiri did. And it looks so weird, and like, unnatural, and like the way Natiri moves in the rest of the movie is such a natural, like she just has this like flow, like glide to her about her walk, the way she moves, like all of her mannerisms are just like it's a very smooth transition, okay? And the way that she moves in this new scene that they added is just like so robotic. It feels choppy. Like if you watch Natiri walk, it's almost like she's walking on her toes. Like she takes very deliberate, careful steps, and she's very like she's kind of like standing up straight, like her arms are to the side, you know. She walks very naturally, very gracefully. The way that she moves in the scene, the way her face looks even, is just like robotic and like I can't even I don't even have any words to describe it. It just feels wrong. And then the way that Jake speaks is so monotone and so like weird and forced, and he speaks in Navi. He says Kehe Mawe to Natiri, which means no, be calm. And I feel like if someone had grabbed a knife and was about to defend you, and like I can only describe it, like someone goes like this, they're like, you know, you're like, no, stop, like quickly, sharply, like let me do a little thing for you here, okay? Imagine someone's approaching me that I think may hurt me. Pretend this is a knife. No, calm down. You see how weird that feels? You see how uncomfortable that is just by itself? Like what is that? What is that? And then don't even get me started on what Parker Selfridge says. He walks up, okay, and he's way shorter than these guys, so he has to look up like this, okay, which is a little weird in and of itself. Because we never get to see them in a two-shot together. Like he walks up, it immediately cuts to his face, and you can tell because the background is so blurry that he's on a green screen. He's not even in the place, okay? I realize everything is computer generated, but like he doesn't feel like he's actually there in the place. He feels like a hologram or something. And he's like, "You know this isn't over." And it's like, bro, why did you say it like that? If you were actually upset, wouldn't you be more emotional about it? Wouldn't you be like, "Hey, this isn't over." Right? Right? Wouldn't you do that? Like, wouldn't you want to be like, listen. If someone fought you, okay, and they beat you really bad, and you're kind of standing, like, you just got, like, sucker punched, and you fell on the floor in front of all of your friends, and they all laughed at you, and you have to get up and, like, maintain your dignity against that person, wouldn't you be like, "This isn't over. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to be stronger, and I'm going to attack you, and you're going to lose next time"? Why would you say, "You know this isn't over"? Monotone, flat, no emotion. I don't believe you at all. Why do you say it like that? Then after that awkward interaction and movement and dialogue, after all that, it cuts back to the original theatrical release reaction where Jake doesn't say anything, and then Parker walks with the rest of the humans onto the shuttle. Like, that was great. But that's not the reaction that you should be having. Like, it doesn't feel right now. And I don't like the extra scene, and I want them to take it out, and I want the original theatrical release back, okay? And apparently, every version of the movie is now changed. Unless you have the DVD. But every version of the movie now has this ending scene on streaming. I am so happy about this. Really. happy. The way Parker said that was extremely out of character, at least in my humble opinion, as someone who's seen Avatar at least 800 times. And I know you're going to question me on that. I watched it every day for 2 years and then multiple times a year for the next 7 years. I've seen it a lot. I've watched Avatar a lot. I know this movie by heart, okay? So I know what a character says, why they say it, and how they say it. Because I know this movie in my soul. This movie is one of my favorite things. Now that we have this established, Parker is someone who runs the company, the RDA. His goal is to make money. Since the beginning of the movie, he has always been, hey, we're on the brink of war. You, meaning the scientists, need to be diplomatic and get these people to move, evacuate, so that we can get the unobtainium, so we can make money, so that you can continue your research. I need money so that you can do what you need to do, okay? So you do what I'm asking you to, so that I can get money, so that you can continue researching. That's all he wants. Throughout the course of the movie, he slowly gets influenced by Quaritch, who is just out for blood. Maybe the natives' lives aren't that important, and maybe money is a little bit more important than their lives. Quaritch is working on how to destroy Home Tree so that they can get the unobtainium. Quaritch's job is to figure out how to do that. Parker's job is to get the Na'vi out so that he can make his money. There's a scene about halfway, 2/3 through the movie where diplomacy has failed. Jake is now more focused on being one of the people in the Ometakaya clan so that he doesn't care about getting money anymore. He cares about the Ometakaya. That is his goal now. So Jake's motivations have shifted. So now Parker's motivations must shift because his plan is kaput. So Quaritch uses his influence to be like, hey, I'm going to destroy Home Tree. I'm going to get them out with gas first. They'll leave, they'll evacuate, they'll be fine. And then I'm going to blow up the giant tree. And some of them might die. But casualties will be low because the gas will make them leave first. And this is how Quaritch convinces Parker to let him commit a genocide. And since Parker, the entire movie, has been like, I've seen a lot of trees around here. They can move. There's more trees. He's been saying that's most of his dialogue. So at the very end, when he's been implicated in all these murders, we see on his face, after Home Tree is destroyed, Parker is feeling guilty. You can see it on his face. He doesn't need to say any words. You can look at him and you know that he didn't want to kill anybody. He wanted them to evacuate and be alive. So at the end of the movie, when he's like, all right, I messed up. I'm gonna have to go back to Earth now. I did a terrible thing. Why would you add a scene at the end of the movie where he goes, this isn't over? Why would he ever say that? Why? He would never say that. He felt guilty about it. Why would he suddenly be like, I wanted to kill you the whole time? No, he didn't. He wanted to make sure that they would leave. Like he wanted them to move. Literally every time he has an opportunity to kill one of the Na'vi, he, like with the bulldozer, here's a perfect example. Jake is at the Tree of Souls with Neytiri. The guy driving the bulldozer stops, and Parker walks over, and he says, no, these people need to know that we won't stop. He'll move. And he pushes the thing so that the bulldozer will continue moving. And then Jake moves, and he's like, see, he moved. He's a jerk, but he's not a murderer. So at the end of the movie, why would you force him into that role? Like, he had no murderous intent. He didn't want to kill anybody. And suddenly, now he does. Why? He felt guilty. He went back to Earth because he knew that he was defeated in the original cut. So now in the new cut, he's suddenly, like, spiteful and he wants revenge. It doesn't make sense. He shows up in the second movie for a small cameo. It's less than a minute. He has, like, 2 lines. The only purpose for him to be in the movie there is to explain how Quaritch is still alive. And the sequel did a soft retcon, okay? Right? So you don't need to change the original movie because the sequel explains the change already. You don't have to go back and fix the originals. This is exactly why everyone hates the Star Wars prequels and the special editions of the original Star Wars trilogy, because George Lucas was like, let me fix this. You don't need to fix it. It was good the way it was. Stop adding shit. Stop. You finished it. You completed the movie. You released it. Just let it be released. Just let it go. Let it go. You can't fix it now. You can't fix it. Okay? Don't. People like it the way it is. So if you go back and you change stuff, I'm gonna be pissed off. Because you changed my movie. You're not supposed to change the movie. I have a lot of trouble accepting that this is the new version of the movie because I hate it. It's out of character for Parker. The way it looks is absolutely awful. It kind of ruins the flow of the ending of the movie. The way the characters act is just wrong. And I just wish that the movie stayed the same. I wish it was the original theatrical release in all of the streaming places. I don't know why James Cameron or Disney thought that they needed to change anything of the original movie. I don't get it. I guess they're a corporation and they wanted a sequel hook or sequel bait for The Way of Water, and it just bugs me really hard. Like, I hate it. I want the original cut back. That's it. That's all I want. The point is, I'm extremely upset and there's nothing I can do about it. So I decided to make this video because there's nothing else I can do about it. So I hope you enjoyed me ranting about Avatar. And yes, I still make videos. I just am very tired because I work a full-time job right now. I will have more videos at some point. Is it funny? Are you laughing? I hope so. Alright. Get out of here. See ya. Goodbye. Stupid Disney. Let's boycott Disney. Let's do that. Let's just boycott them. Even though I bought this and now I own this, let's boycott Disney. Even though I own this now. Look at her! Look at her! She looks amazing!